A new poll is out and shows that 1 in 5 Canadians feel they experience racism either regularly or from time to time. They say 40% of these incidents occur on the streets, with an equal amount of them occurring at work. The Race Relations in Canada 2019 survey was conducted by the Environics Institute. Over 3,000 Canadians were polled in this survey. Lilian Ma is a lawyer and a member of the board of directors at the Canadian Race Relations Foundation. She's here to discuss the survey. Well, so this survey shows that 71% of Canadians say that race relations are good, while only 52% of First Nations people viewed it as good, with 38% of First Nations respondents saying that they think that relations are bad. How do you account for the differences of opinion in this?
Yes, I think in general, one can say that there is some consistency between the perception and the experience. Okay, so if you're measuring against experience and perception in terms of are people discriminated, that's very consistent. So that confirms the reality of racism. However, in terms of foreseeing the future, okay? So this is more perception on both ends, not necessarily just experience, but of course the perception is influenced by your experience, right, when you are predicting the future. So when you are saying is one being optimistic or being pessimistic, that in many ways is related to your experience and the lives that you have lived so far. The interesting thing is for young people, okay, they are far more, how would I say, optimistic than pessimistic compared to older generation. So in some sense, you might think that for the older generation, because they could remember a lot of the discrimination in their past life, that would keep them thinking, well, you know, I've gone through all this. I don't think the future is going to make a big difference, okay? Whereas for young people, they are sort of living in a time when there's some changes and they see a brighter future. I think that's the way I can see it. Now, for Indigenous people, if I can, you know, add my voice to this, is that because they are actually the peoples that have received the most discrimination, okay, among the different racialized groups, if we can consider that as sort of in the same line of thought. The Indigenous people and the Black people are having the most impact on the receiving end of racism. Therefore, it is reasonable that they may feel that the future may be less optimistic. This is how I would read it.
Well, and that probably ties into, so the report says that almost 2/3 of Canadians feel that all Canadians have an equal chance to succeed in life, whereas less than half of the Indigenous people who were polled say that they feel like they have an equal chance. Why do you suppose we feel like this? I'm assuming it kind of builds on what you just finished speaking.
Yeah, because of the experience that they see in themselves, in their friends, in their families, in their elders. I think that has a big impact because we form our opinion from our own experience and also from our own environment. Okay, so if things are not going so well, why would I think in the future it will be much better than what it is now? Right? So that's how I see it. I hope that if we make some effort, all of us, okay, all Canadians, make some effort to make sure that we all have the equal chance of succeeding in this country. I believe that in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, if we do the same polling again or the survey again, we will get a different result.
Well, thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts on this survey with us today. It'll be interesting snapshot in time. It'll be interesting to see how we compare, like you said, 10, 20 years down the road. Thanks so much.
Thank you.